Hey YouTube, this is Rob L, and today I'm coming at you with a review of the Blackstar ID60 12-inch combo amp, which I just picked up. I'm going to discuss the amp, and then at the end of the video, I'm going to have some sound samples that I'm going to record direct. Now, before I get started, I just wanted to let you know that I did replace the stock speaker with a Warehouse Veteran 30 speaker. There was nothing wrong with the stock speaker. I thought it sounded great, but I really like the Veteran 30. I put it in all of my combo amps, and I think it actually did improve the sound a bit. It just made it a bit fuller sounding. Again, nothing wrong with the stock speaker, but I just wanted to let you know that. It tightened up the mids a little bit, it expanded the bass a little bit, and I think it kind of tamed those highs that are sometimes a little bit shrilly on these stock speakers. So starting on the left here under voice, you have clean warm, clean bright, crunch, super crunch, OD1 and OD2. Now it gives you a wide palette of sounds, everything from really great cleans to Marshall crunchy sounds to kind of like 5150 Mesa Boogie territory, super saturated sounds. If you're looking for an amp that sounds exactly like a 5150 or a Marshall, you should probably get those amps. But if you're looking for a really versatile solid state amp that sounds great, this will fill the bill. Okay, moving to the right, you have gain and volume, and then the equalization, bass, middle, treble. Now, I will say that with some amps, the equalization doesn't always do a lot. Sometimes you can have the bass all the way up or the middle all the way down, and there isn't a lot of change in the sound. This amp really gets it right. When you turn the bass up, it makes a big difference. When you turn the middles down, it scoops them out the way it should. And even the treble, it adds a lot of clarity. Okay, to the right of that is their ISF control, which gives you either more of an American or British type sound. I tend to keep it more towards the British side because I like a warmer tone with my amps. But for example, if you were trying to get more of a Mesa Boogie or 5150 type sound, you might turn it more towards the American side. Okay, to the right of that is their TVP control, which emulates different valves or tubes depending on where you live. This really does work. It doesn't just change the EQ of the amp, it actually changes the dynamics of the way it sounds and the feel and the response. So good job, Blackstar. And I will be doing some sound samples of this at the end of the video through the direct recording. Okay, to the right of that is their effects section, which has reverb, delay, modulation. I think the reverb sounds really great. The delay, there are a couple of them there that are very usable. And the modulation, chorus, flanger, that type of thing, I think they sound really good. I think they would be completely acceptable for a gig or even direct recording. Okay, to the right of that is their master section, including resonance, presence, and volume. The resonance just simply adds a low-end frequency bass, which I think is very useful. Presence, like any other amp, adds a high-end and helps to add clarity, and of course a master volume. Underneath the controls, you have a USB input, a manual button, which reflects the actual settings on the amp, a bank button, which allows you to choose 3 banks and 4 different channels each. You have the TVP button, which allows you to turn on and off the TVP, although I'm not sure why you would, and a tap tempo button. Okay, on the back of the amp is a MIDI in. I've actually been using my Boss GT100 to control the amp through MIDI. It's really cool, and I think at a gig it would come in really handy. There is a foot switch in, which accepts their proprietary foot switch. And then the 2 other jacks here, MP3 line in and emulated output, which obviously you would use for direct recording. The one cool thing about them is that through the software that Blackstar has, you can actually turn those into an effects loop. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed those sound samples. Just to conclude, I would absolutely recommend this amp. I think it's a phenomenal little combo amp. It's solid state. It is probably the best solid state amp I've ever heard. The voicings make it really versatile. The equalization is very useful. The TVP settings, the different tubes, absolutely work. I think that they make a huge difference and they really help you tailor your sound. The effects are really usable, I think, live and for direct recording. And again, the back of the amp with the effects loop, you kind of can't go wrong. So I thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like my videos, please subscribe and I will be back soon.